Surprise, surprise, I'm back again with another deck profile for my first place win. This time it was for my locals. They had their sneak peek, and I managed to get first place, this time playing Helmet as Fuck using True Draco. My matchups were pretty good. Game 1, I got the bye. Game 2, I played against Infernoid Lair, 2-0'd easy. Game 3, I played against Pendulums. He managed to make Vortex, Decode, all the good stuff, the Electromites and all that. And I broke his board and took him out. And then in Game 2, I swept him with one of the good tech cards that's in this deck that I'll go over. And in my final game, I played against Altergeist, and with the new card, Multifaker, we were allowed to use the cards that we pulled from the sneak peeks, and one of them is in here, actually, and I'll be showing that off in a second. But I managed to take out the Multifaker dot deck. It was a really big grind game. It took a really long time, but I just kind of out-resourced them. Masterpiece, unaffected by monsters and traps, literally is unable to be killed or stopped by that deck, so you just kind of have like an auto win against it. I'm just playing this deck until it gets hit by the ban list. We all know that this deck is going to get shitted on. Hopefully not too bad, because I don't want to lose one of my favorite decks, but I don't really bring this one out unless I'm really aiming to win. So I managed to get first place with it. So here we go. I played 3 Amano Iwata. Of course, this is one of the win cards of the deck. It didn't perform as well as, everybody always says, because I didn't really play against a lot of things that I had to stop. I mostly was breaking boards the entire time. One of the Ignis Heat, 2 Majesties, 2 Masterpiece. That's the entire lineup. For the spells, 3 Disciples, 3 Heritage, 3 Diagram, and 3 Terraforming. Of course, that's your main lineup. My favorite combos that I usually go for is using Diagram to pop a bunch of the spells and traps to get me draws off Heritage and then start my plays from there. 3 Demise, because it's still around. Hopefully that card doesn't get hit too much. Upstart, Duality, and 1 Desires for consistency. I don't really care much for 2 Desires. You really do see your cards a lot in this deck, being that you draw and search for so much. So seeing this playing this at 1, you still see it. For 1-ofs, I played Cosmic Cyclone, Forbidden Chalice, and the Stormforth. One of the stupidest fucking plays in this deck is using Diagram and then chaining one of these, and then popping this on the Resolution, and still getting the effect and still getting the search. 3 Apocalypse and 1 True King Return, standard. 2 Monarchs Erupt. A lot of people that I've seen have cut this card, even some of the True Draco players that were in the tournament, but I like this card still. I don't really have a need for an extra deck, so this card just kind of like fits in it perfectly. And even if you play the mirror match, you can still tribute it for your Masterpiece to make them unaffected by traps. The 1 Imperial Order, Warning and Judgment, and luckily right before the tournament started I was able to get one Infinite, I don't even know the new name, Infinite Impermanence. This card won me one of my games and came up a few times. I was able to set it, pop it off, it's just a Veiler at that point, whatever. But I did, against the Pendulum player, he went first in game 2 and he had made in his Electromite, and on the effect I activated this from hand and I was able to just like shut down his entire turn with it, and it's actually a really good card. I actually thought I wasn't gonna like it, but it worked out. For the side deck, I didn't even play a full side deck. This deck doesn't really need much more after it. But I played one of the Ghost Girl. I didn't side her in. I managed to get her, so I put her in the deck. Raigeki, 3 Typhoon, 2 Barrier, and the only card that I sided in for the entire tournament, 3 Evenlies. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hopefully this deck doesn't get shitted on too hard by the ban list. I really do enjoy it. I really do like what it can do. I like how consistent it is. Obviously it's too consistent. I'm thinking, for me, the ideal hit would probably be Diagram, maybe to 2 or 1, Demise to 2, and Masterpiece to 1 or none. Maybe even bringing back the the Knuckler and banning Masterpiece altogether, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I still hope that it's going to stick around, and we'll still be able to play one of the best decks in the game.